And we are live once again. Welcome to Professional Insights, brought to you by the National Referral Network and hosted this morning by me. This is where we have conversations with professionals about what they do, how they do it, for the edification of everybody who's watching this. And today it's Rebecca Goldfarb, who is an estate planning attorney in Southern California, specifically in the Los Angeles area. Rebecca, hello. How are you?
Good morning. I'm great. How are you?
I am fine. It is early, but we are getting to it here this morning. So I've got a bunch of questions for you. Your field of expertise is in estate planning, trusts and estate planning. And this is an area that just about everybody needs to venture into in their financial lives. Whether you know it or not, you probably do. And I've got a bunch of questions for you. So first and foremost, you're with the firm of Goldfarb and Lou. Okay,
Yes.
I assume you're Goldfarb.
I'm Goldfarb.
So when it comes to its trust and estate planning, tell us what makes you guys unique. You know, what's your superpower here?
So I think we have a few, but I just wanted to kind of start back when Din Lou, she's the Lou, and I started the firm in 2008. We had to figure out what would feed our souls. We could do anything.
Mm-hmm.
And so we realized we wanted to do something where we could have lifelong relationships with people. We could really make an impact on their families, and we could not have to go to court. So estate planning was the only option. Elder law is the other thing we do, and that's the natural end of that. If we live long enough, we're all going to need it. So we treat our clients like a healthy family, not the dysfunctional family that so many people are a part of. And we don't do cookie cutter plans. Everything is really detailed and very holistic. And we don't speak in legalese. We do a lot of education, and we want to make sure our clients understand it. So we're respectful, but we're very direct. We counsel and guide, because it's not just how the plan should work theoretically. We want it to work in reality. And then, of course, being a part of NRN gives us this vast amount of resources. So it's a great combination.
Got it. Just about everybody needs an estate plan, and many people don't know that. What are some of the top mistakes you see people making, and how can they address those mistakes?
So I came up with 9 things that are most important. 9. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
The first one is people think they can do it themselves because it seems straightforward, right? Everyone calls us and they say, "Oh, I just have a simple plan. It's not going to take all that, Rebecca." And I'm like, "No, you don't understand it. It doesn't matter how much money you have. Everyone needs the same level of details." And so the do-it-yourself options online or store-bought really fail people when you need to use them. Similarly, a lot of people will go to other attorneys who don't specialize in this, and they do, 10 different areas of law. And this is a very nuanced area of law that you need to go to someone who just focuses on that. And some people think, "Oh, I don't need it," right? Like I don't need it yet, but everyone needs this. And then once you really need it, it's too late to create it. So doing it in advance. And my goal, or how we define a successful estate plan, is it's going to honor your wishes, avoid court, and maintain family harmony. So we see a lot of picking the wrong people. And so that leads to unfulfilled wishes and family feuds. We see people picking co-agents, 2 trustees, 2 powers of attorney. It's a disaster waiting to happen. I could spend a long time talking about it, but I won't bore you with all the details now. We see a lot of advance directives and powers of attorney that are not effective immediately. And for really good reasons, these should be effective immediately. There's a lot of insufficient detail or poorly drafted, and you're expecting people to make really good decisions at the worst times in their life, right? You're incapacitated or you passed away. So make it clear and concise, and don't burden them with having to figure things out. I think the other thing is people forget that they need to review this thing, right? You get this binder put on the shelf. You may never look at it again, and it's really important every few years or with big life changes, review it and make sure. People change, wishes change, the laws change, assets change, right? We also see incomplete funding. as a big one, or incomplete documents. The funding is haphazard. We don't have the deeds in the trust. We don't, for property, we don't have assignments of businesses. We're missing an advance directive or power of attorney. So you need the full plan. And then it's important to have everything organized. When the time comes, can someone log into all of your accounts, right? Do they know your health history? Do they have everything that they need in one place? And I think the last, but certainly not least, is people assume, oh, my family will just take care of this. They'll know. It doesn't work that way.
Wow. Wow. So in other words, there's completedness here that if you're going to do it, complete the process and be thorough. I really thank you for that. What questions should people be asking people like you if they're going to start to develop an estate plan? What do they need to know?
So it's funny, I get that question a lot. People will talk on the phone and then they'll say, okay, well, what else should I be asking you? So I kind of have a list of those things too. So you want someone who's responsive. Look at their reviews online. We review, restaurants and everything else. So lawyers get reviews too. So study those and see how it feels. You want someone, like I mentioned, who focuses almost exclusively on estate planning, and someone who does a lot of trust administration or probate, because you get to use that 2020 hindsight when you're creating the plans from scratch. And someone who focuses, a firm that focuses on that comprehensive and detailedness. And I would ask them, just as, I was thinking about this lately, how long does it take to complete an estate plan? If you get someone who's like, oh, I'll get you everything in a week, that is not going to be a detailed plan. And then they should focus on the reality of estate planning, not just estate taxes. Most people don't even need to do tax planning. And a firm that focuses on funding your trust, because without it, it's just a bunch of pieces of paper stapled together. This is when we transfer the assets into the trust. I think a lifelong relationship is important. Do they have a plan like that? And last but not two things. One, ask them if they love what they do. If they don't love what they do you really want to work with someone who's coming to work in a kind of begrudging way every day, or you want to come to work, work with somebody who loves what they do? And the most important thing is you have to connect. You have to like them, right? This should be a relationship you have for a long time.
Wow. Now that's a really, really great comment. So do you see changes in your industry that are taking place, and what are some of those changes?
So thankfully, unlike employment law that seems to change every 5 minutes, estate planning is in for the long haul. So we don't have a lot of changes. Prop 19 happened in 2021, and that really has interfered with inheriting property and not having to reassess property taxes. There's the Secure Act 1 and Secure Act 2, which is a crossover, with financial planners and us. Medi-Cal eligibility for those who need it drastically changed. You can now have 130,000. Used to be only able to have 2,000. And next year it's going to change again with no asset limit. And then the federal estate tax is going down in 2026. So it's going to be much lower bar, a lower threshold to trigger estate tax.
Right. The tax changes that were enacted, I think in 2017, go away. They sunset, and then the Congress has got to figure out what to do with them, right?
Well, it goes back to the Obama law. We're in the Trump world right now. It goes back to the Obama law with the cost of living adjustment. So it should be around 6.8-ish million, I think.
Okay. And what other kinds of, if somebody's going to hire, you mentioned this a second ago, ask your attorney to, that they love what they do. Do you like, so the chemistry of the relationship, right? What other things should people who are looking to get this done, what should they be looking after? What should they be seeking?
I think getting really accurate information is important. I love Google University. I use it for all kinds of things, but not for estate planning, because it really muddies the water and it's really hard to understand what you need. So I know we do a lot of, just initial phone calls for free that allow people to ask whatever questions they have, and whether people hire us or not, we provide tons of education. And I think it's just important to find a team of people you trust to get that really good information.
So this is sort of like saying, why do I need a doctor when there's Google? Nobody would ever do that. So they don't want to do it here. Is that right?
I agree 100%.
Great. You mentioned before you're not everybody can be all things to all people, and you are a member of the National Referral Network. This broadcast is brought to you by the National Referral Network. You mentioned plugging into other resources, leveraging other professionals. How is your membership in NRN? How has it changed what you do, how you do it, and giving you the ability to just be more?
So I have always felt really strongly about staying in my lane, right? I know how to do estate planning and elder law really well. Our area means we have to touch upon all kinds of different areas of expertise, but I know just a little bit about each one of those things, and I know exactly who to go to. So, when I think about it, it's like I need estate planning lawyers in other states because the rules are different in each state. And so NRN gives me that ability to meet other estate planning attorneys. I need real estate and family law and tax attorneys and insurance people, CPAs, financial advisors, the list goes on and on. So being able to tap into other experts and get questions answered really quickly or just send them directly to those experts is amazing.
Yeah, no doubt, and we really appreciate you and what you do, and you being a resource for us. And you can see that Rebecca's information is now scrolling across the bottom. It's shameless plug time in this part of the show. Do you have anything that you covered this ground pretty well this morning, and we really appreciate it. Anything else? Any final thoughts? Anything that you feel like you didn't say?
I just want to say that once someone turns 18, you have to, no questions. You have to get an advance directive. You have to get a power of attorney. You can't make decisions for your spouse. You can't make decisions for your 18-year-old kid. You can't make decisions for an aging parent. So just get that estate plan done. That's the baby version. If you have assets, if you have kids, grandkids, special needs, beneficiaries, you want to make sure you get that trust. And remember, all wills in California go through probate if you have over 184,500 that isn't owned with someone else or have a beneficiary designation. So we just want to avoid court at all costs. It is a painful, expensive process, and it's completely avoidable.
Okay. Yeah, you're right about that. It's like going to the doctor and living longer. It's how I look at it. If you found this video, we're at an end here. We really thank you, Rebecca. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe to our channel for more professional insights from the National Referral Network. And don't forget to share this video with someone that you think might benefit from watching it. I would imagine that would be a lot of people. And if you're a professional finally and you're interested in what we do at the National Referral Network, please log on to www.nrnamerica.com. Check it out. You'll be glad you did. Rebecca, thank you so much for giving us some of your time. This was great. It's really valuable information, stuff that lots of people should think about if you don't have an estate plan. If you do, if you haven't dusted it off and looked at it for a while, or maybe you think you have something that's bulletproof and maybe it isn't.
100%. I would bet money that I could find a fatal flaw you don't know about.
There you go. Well, yeah, I'm betting that's true too. But Rebecca, again, thank you so much, and we will see you all next week. We will have someone new, and it will be fun and informative, as it is always. See you later, folks.
Thank you so much.